What's up everyone? I'm Trey Baird. Let's walk and talk. As you can see today, it's not exactly optimal walking conditions. This is the challenge has been set before me. Unconditionally, get your steps. You adapt to your circumstances. My goal is as follows: to get 100,000 steps per week according to my Fitbit. Divided by 7 days, that equals roughly 14,300 steps per day that I have to get. I decided to go more for a weekly goal as opposed to a daily goal because even though I want a more active lifestyle overall, I do want some flexibility. I don't want to feel miserable if I'm not active every single day of the week. Of course, being 14,000 steps in a hole is not a situation that you really want to be in. So you don't want to have too lazy of a day. See, what happened this week was the week started on Sundays. So I had a fairly lazy day on Sunday due to the fact that we were celebrating a birthday. So I didn't get as many steps as I normally would have. I started the week off 6,000 in the hole, meaning every day after that I needed to get 14,300 plus an additional 6,000 overall in order to hit my goal. See, for some people this might be discouraging, and of course I can certainly see how it would be. The idea is not to get the goal by any means necessary. The idea is to shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you still wind up amongst the stars. As I have stated in a previous video, 100,000 is a milestone for me because it is about double from what I started off doing. My old lifestyle saw me working very hard as I'm in food service, but then relaxing very hard when I was off. This is not a healthy lifestyle because it means you're going from here to there whenever you have a day off. It's better to be more consistent. So aside from the fact that 100,000 is just a nice, even, cool sounding number, it also represents the point where my home life has started to catch up with my work life because of the fact that my work life hasn't really gotten any more strenuous. If anything, my work life has gotten less strenuous since I changed jobs in that time period. So now that I've hit my goal of 100,000, I've kind of been asking myself, what's the next goal going to be? And I've kind of tinkered with the idea of tripling my original number since then, making it 150, but I also have acknowledged that 100,000 is quite a good lifestyle for me, and I continue to lose weight. It's all about personal growth. Just like these corn stalks grow and are currently taller than I am, it's about becoming a bigger person spiritually and physically than you were the year before. Consistency is definitely the trick. It's easy to get out when every day is nice, but like right now it's the summer, and if it's not freaking hot, then it's like this and depressing. But you do it anyway. You set a goal and you stick to it. You take it one day at a time. I mean, part of the original idea, the inspiration behind me turning my daily walks into a video blog was because I had so many things I wanted to get done with my time. And even though I don't regret the amount of time I spent walking because it's been nothing but beneficial, I wanted to know if I could leverage that time anyway. And I was like, well, I could get my steps and do video blogs 3 times a week, all in the same time frame. It actually has compounding benefits because I also get the best ideas, the most creative ideas, while I'm walking. So being able to record them as they enter my head, that's definitely a plus. This isn't the first time that I flirted with content creation on a regular basis. And but it is the first time that I've definitely done both at the same time. Content creation and regular exercise. In other words, nourishing the body with exercise and nourishing the mind with creativity. Yeah, the older I get, the more I realize that consistency is one of the most important things in life when it comes to achieving greatness. Being great every once in a while just is not good enough. Well, it's like in food service, there's a lot of sayings among chefs, and one of them is you're only as good as your last dish. And that's pretty harsh, but a lot of people feel it's true. You know, whether or not that might be a little extreme or not, you know, the fact of the matter is that nobody would argue against the idea that consistency is important in food service, but it's important in all things you do. Like right now, I'm doing a video blog. This video blog, like any other video blog I do, could be someone's first impression or it could be their last impression of me. Therefore, it's important for me to maintain some level of standard when it comes to quality, when it comes to my video content. You know, this video needs to be about as good as all of my others, if not better. It's also important not to get caught up in this type of thinking. You want to strive for perfection, but you want to be content with greatness as well. Trying to achieve perfection is often the enemy of achieving greatness. You don't want to get too hung up on the things you did wrong. Instead, you want to focus on making things better. In my case, I know that there are things I could be doing better with my video blog, and I plan on making things better all the time. But I'm not going to let that slow me down. It's better to ready, fire, aim as opposed to ready, aim, fire. Because ready, aim, fire tends to turn into ready, aim, 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 aim. Well, you get the idea. Fire never comes because you're always aiming. I've talked about analysis paralysis before on this video blog, but it bears worth repeating. It's a good thing to get into because so many of us use perfectionism as an excuse to not ever stick our necks out and try to achieve anything. And we hate on those who achieve things that we know in our hearts that we ourselves are capable of doing better than that. But we player hate because we're not, because we're too hung up on being perfect, because perfectionism is a side effect of low self-esteem, in my opinion. As I said, it's just an excuse to not have to do anything. If your standard is to be absolutely perfect or be nearly perfect, then when you don't achieve that standard, you don't have to put anything out into the world. It doesn't meet your unreasonably high standards for yourself, so you never attempt anything and you go through your life always wondering what could have been. I know what I'm talking about because I myself used to be known as a perfectionist. I am a recovering perfectionist. I mean, seriously though, perfection really is like a sickness. It's like a mental illness. It's something that has to be overcome. It's something that very rarely does anything good for you. It mostly just does harm. So, what's the answer? Is the answer to put out inferior quality things and just have a quality over quantity approach to art in general? Well, yeah, kind of. I am a fan of a lot of great artists, you know, all throughout several types of media, whether they be music, movies, TV shows, I mean, YouTube videos, you name it. I very rarely come across any artists who are brilliant and who did a very small quantity of work. See, on paper, the phrase quality over quantity makes a lot of sense, because if you have to choose one, of course you'd rather have a little bit of a good thing than a lot of a bad thing. I firmly believe, though, that quality lies within the quantity. It's, you know, they say it takes 10,000 hours of doing a task to become a master at that task. So it's reasonable to assume that in order for someone to be a master, they would have had to do a lot of other works. I mean, look at Walt Disney, for example. No one would argue that he wasn't a master of animation, but he was constantly doing stuff. He may have focused on one project for years at a time, but that was while doing other smaller projects. It's all about energy and putting energy out there, and you get more energy from something that's already in motion than having to create the motion to put that object into motion. You know, I forget all the scientific terms. But kinetic energy, energy that's already in motion, that's the energy we should all strive for, not potential energy. Because so many times potential energy translates into wasted energy. I mean, we are at a pivotal point in history where if you're born in this day and age, you can become just about anything you want to become. You can do just about anything you want to do. Yet people cry about being held down more than ever in this day and age. Just like today, I could have taken a victim mentality and said that the weather was not conducive to a walk, and I could have not met my goal for today. Or I could have done like I did, sucked it up and went anyway, and had a nice experience making this video for you guys. Kinetic energy, man. Keeping it moving. Don't stop. And I am so thankful for this opportunity to develop more resiliency and to get a little something done in the meantime. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. So thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you later.